let's jump right into this incredible story. It's all about a leader, right at the end of his life, staring down a pretty much impossible task. How do you make sure your people remember who they are, what they're all about, long after you're gone? Well, this is the story of Moses' final, and maybe his most creative act.
I mean, that's a huge question, right? Think about it. We're talking way before writing was a common thing, way before the internet. How do you get a critical message so deep into a culture's DNA that it just can't be forgotten? That was the challenge Moses was up against, and his solution, well, it's as surprising as it is brilliant.
So to really get this, we've got to set the scene. We are at a massive turning point in the history of ancient Israel. A whole generation has come and gone, and a new one is standing at the edge of a new land. But their iconic leader, the only one they've ever known, is about to say goodbye for good. Can you imagine? At 120 years old, Moses has hit the end of the road. He physically can't lead them anymore, and God has already made it crystal clear. You're not the one who's going to take them into the promised land. His time is up, and he knows it. This is his one last chance to say what needs to be said.
Now, what's really fascinating here is how he handles this transition of power. He doesn't just pull his successor, Joshua, aside for a quiet word. Nope. He does it right out in the open in front of everybody and gives Joshua this powerful public encouragement. He's building up the new guy while at the same time telling the entire nation, hey, the divine help that got us here, it's not leaving with me.
So his first strategy for making them remember was to bake it into their national calendar. And this wasn't some gentle suggestion. It was an absolute command. Every 7 years, at this huge festival, the entire social contract, the law, had to be read out loud. And look who had to be there? Everyone. Men, women, children, even the foreigners living with them. It was designed to be a national reset button, making sure no generation could ever say they didn't know the rules. Okay, so you'd think they're all set, right? They've got a strong new leader, they've got this system for remembering the law. The future should be secure. But that's when God throws a massive wrench in the works and reveals a problem that runs much, much deeper.
This part is just stunning. God tells Moses to his face, look, despite all your hard work, despite everything they've seen, your people will turn away from me. They are going to break the covenant. Notice, it's not a possibility, it's a certainty. So that raises a whole new question. How in the world do you prepare people for a failure you know is coming?
And this slide just lays out the core conflict perfectly. On one side, you've got God's character, which is just completely consistent, giving, providing, protecting, promising to never leave. And on the other side, you've got the predicted character of the people, forgetting, straying, chasing after other gods. And the result when those two things clash? Total disaster, calamity, and this feeling that God has hidden his face. So, faced with this guaranteed future failure, God gives Moses a truly unconventional solution. It's not another law, it's not another stern warning. No, it's something way more permanent, something designed to be a total earworm, to get stuck in their heads for centuries. Now let's be super clear about what this song is. This is not a happy, feel-good national anthem. Not at all. It's meant to be a witness. The whole idea was for it to be so catchy, so memorable, that generations later, when the prophecy came true and everything fell apart, the people would have the lyrics of their own failure coming out of their own mouths. It's basically using art as a tool for accountability, forcing an entire culture to look itself in the mirror. So what was actually in the song? Well, the lyrics paint this incredibly stark contrast. God is described as the rock, stable, faithful, just, the one who made them and protected them. And Israel? They're described as perverse and crooked, a generation that forgot the very one who gave them everything. The entire story of their relationship is right there, captured in the lyrics. But here's where the story gets even bigger, even more incredible. This song, it doesn't just stand on its own. It's actually the middle chapter of a grand musical trilogy that stretches from the very beginning of their nation all the way to the end of time. Think of it like this. The first song, way back in Exodus after they crossed the Red Sea, that's pure triumph. It's all about celebrating their miraculous escape. The second song is this one we've been looking at. It's somber. It's a warning for the tough road ahead. And the third song, you find it way at the end of the Bible, in the book of Revelation. It's the song of the redeemed, the ultimate victory song. So all together, they tell a complete story, a past deliverance, a present struggle, and an ultimate future hope. And all this kind of brings us back to where we started. Songs just have this unique power, don't they? They can last for centuries, carrying a message from one generation to the next. And it makes you wonder, If you had to make sure a single idea or a memory or a crucial warning would survive long after you are gone, what would it be? What's the song you'd write for the future?